Okay? So I was confused. And I'm going to explain why I was confused in this little short story. So I was in Tennessee, right? And my dad's on this conference, okay? So that means we didn't have a car, we didn't have anything. So I had to find my own way of transportation around this town. So in this town, they have buses that go all around the town. So I was like, I'll just use these buses and I'll just figure it out. So I'm looking at all the places these buses go, and there's one thing called the mall route. And I'm like, I've heard I've heard of this thing called the Pinnacle. It was called the Pinnacle, and it sounded like a mall to me from how it was described. I looked at pictures, looked like a mall, it was cool. So I go to the guy, driving the bus, and I'm like, this goes to the mall, right? And he goes, yeah, this will take you there. And I go, all right. So I get on the bus. And so I have my headphones on, I'm listening to music, we're driving around a little bit, and we stop at this casino, we let some people off at the casino, and he stops for a little bit. So I'm like looking around, I'm like, is he gonna keep driving, or like what's up? And I see him waving at me, so I take out my headphones, and he's like, oh yeah, so here's where the mall used to be. And I go, used to be? That's funny, because last time I checked, I don't remember bringing my time machine. So if the mall's not still there now, I don't know how you expected me to get here. I didn't say that. But he was like, yeah, I just assumed you wanted to go to the casino. And I go, buddy, I'm 17. I didn't say that either. And so he's like, well, where were you trying to go? And I go, I'm trying to go to the Pinnacle. The dude says, he was like, yeah, we don't go there. We don't go to the Pinnacle. So you're gonna have to get on another bus. I'm looking at Google Maps. It's 4 minutes away. I'm sure you could have went there if you wanted to. I mean, come on. It's cool though. So I get on the second bus and we drive to the Pinnacle. And I get off and I'm looking around and I'm like, I don't see a mall. Which is funny because this is exactly where the mall's supposed to be. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, okay, I start putting it together. The Pinnacle is not a mall. The Pinnacle is an outdoor shopping center, which would be fine, except it was raining. And it was gonna be raining all day. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna be rained on for a little bit. So I go to McDonald's, I eat up, I walk around the shopping center, which is much smaller than I thought. I told the guy pick me up at 3, which was 2.5 hours from when I was dropped off. And it's like 5 Below and like Gap. And so I don't know how I'm supposed to spend 2.5 hours in those two stores, but yeah. Anyway, time goes by, and now it's 3:30 when I said I wanted to be picked up. And so I go back to the McDonald's where he dropped me off. And he dropped me off right across the street from the McDonald's. So I'm waiting across the street from the McDonald's. It's pouring rain. I'm talking downpour, dude. And I'm waiting out there, 3:20, waiting for this bus, making sure I don't miss it. And these workers from McDonald's, right, they come outside, probably on like a smoke break or whatever, and they come outside and start looking at me. I'm like, okay, these guys are looking at me, that's kind of weird. And suddenly they start pointing at me, and they start laughing. They're laughing at me. Getting rained on the side of the street, looking sad and lonely. Like I just lost both my parents, and they're laughing at me. And I'm like, dude, what's up with that, man? Yeah, how do they get raised down in Tennessee? Because I see someone waiting out in the rain, and I'm going, man, that must suck for him. I'm not laughing. That's crazy. The bus came late, too. It was 10 minutes late. I waited there for 20 minutes. Waited there from 3:20 to 3:40. Worst day of my life. So, moral of the story, don't ever go to Tennessee.